Paragraphs 12 and 13. Question: What happened to Absalom, and how did David react? Absalom's life ends ingloriously, a warning to all who would abuse others, especially God's anointed ones, such as David. Proverbs 3:31-35 reads, "Do not become envious of the man of violence, nor choose any of his ways. For the devious person is a detestable thing to Jehovah, but his intimacy is with the upright ones. The curse of Jehovah is on the house of the wicked one, but the abiding place of the righteous ones he blesses. If it has to do with ridiculers, he himself will deride, but to the meek ones he will show favor. Honor is what the wise ones will come to possess, but the stupid ones are exalting dishonor." A battle takes place, and Absalom's forces are defeated. Absalom himself is riding away on a mule when his luxuriant hair becomes enmeshed in the fork of a low branch of a large tree. There he hangs, alive but helpless, until Joab kills him by driving 3 shafts into his heart. Does David rejoice when he learns what has befallen his son? No. Instead, he paces the floor, weeps, and cries out, "My son Absalom! My son, Absalom! Oh, that I might have died, I myself, instead of you, Absalom, my son, my son!" 2 Samuel 18:24-33. Only Joab's words bring David out of his nearly overwhelming grief. What a tragic end for Absalom, whose blind ambition prompted him to fight against his own father, Jehovah's anointed, and bring disaster upon himself. David again expresses trust in God. Paragraph 14. Question: What can be said about the composition of Psalm 4? Like the third psalm, the fourth is an earnest prayer of David that gives evidence of his complete trust in Jehovah. Perhaps David composed this song to express relief and gratitude to God after the failure of Absalom's coup, or it may have been written with Levite singers in mind. In either case, meditating on it can strengthen our trust in Jehovah. Paragraph 15. Question: Why can we confidently pray to Jehovah through his Son? David again manifests complete trust in God and displays confidence in the effectiveness of prayer. He sings, "When I call, answer me, O my righteous God. In the distress you must make broad space for me. Show me favor and hear my prayer." Psalm 4:1. We can have similar confidence if we practice righteousness. Aware that Jehovah, the righteous God, blesses his upright people, we can confidently pray to him through his Son with faith in Jesus' ransom sacrifice. What peace this gives us! Paragraph 16. Question: Why may David have become discouraged? At times, we may face a discouraging situation that robs us of confidence. Temporarily, this may have been true of David, for he sings, "You sons of men, how long must my glory be for insult, while you keep loving empty things, while you keep seeking to find a lie?" Psalm 4:2. The expression "sons of men" evidently refers to mankind in an unfavorable sense. David's enemies loved empty things. The New International Version offers this rendering: "How long will you love delusions and seek false gods?" Even if we become discouraged because of what others do, let us continue to pray earnestly and manifest complete trust in the only true God. Paragraph 17. Explain how we might act in harmony with Psalm 4:3. David's trust in God is clear from the words, "So take knowledge that Jehovah will certainly distinguish his loyal one. Jehovah himself will hear when I call to him." Psalm 4:3. Courage and complete trust in Jehovah are required in order to remain loyal to him. For instance, these qualities are needed by a Christian family when an unrepentant relative is disfellowshipped. God honors those loyal to Him and His ways. In turn, loyalty and complete trust in Jehovah promote joy among His people. Paragraph 18. Question. In harmony with Psalm 4:4, what should we do if we have been the object of unkind words or actions? What if someone says or does things that upset us? We can remain joyful if we do what David says. Be agitated, but do not sin. Have your say in your heart upon your bed, and keep silent. Psalm 4:4. If we have been the object of unkind words or actions, let us not sin by retaliating. We can have our say on our heart while in bed. If we pray about the matter, we may see it in a different light and be moved to forgive out of love. Noteworthy in this regard is the Apostle Paul's counsel, apparently based on Psalm 4:4. Be wrathful, and yet do not sin. Let the sun not set with you in a provoked state, neither allow place for the devil. Ephesians 4:26 and 27. Paragraph 19. Question. How can Psalm 4:5 help us with regard to our spiritual sacrifices? Stressing the need for trusting in God, David sings, Sacrifice the sacrifices of righteousness, and trust in Jehovah. Psalm 4:5. Sacrifices offered by the Israelites had value only if the people had proper motives. For our spiritual sacrifices to be acceptable to God, we too must have proper motives, and must trust in Him completely. Proverbs 3:5 and 6 reads, Trust in Jehovah with all your heart, and do not lean upon your own understanding. In all your ways take notice of Him, and He Himself will make your paths straight. Hebrews 13:15 and 16 reads, Through Him let us always offer to God a sacrifice of praise, that is, the fruit of lips which make public declaration to His name. Moreover, do not forget the doing of good and the sharing of things with others, for with such sacrifices God is well pleased. Paragraph 20. Question. What is signified by the light of Jehovah's face? David continues, There are many saying, Who will show us good? Lift up the light of your face upon us, O Jehovah. Psalm 4:6. The light of Jehovah's face signifies divine favor. So when David prays, Lift up the light of your face upon us, he means, show us favor. Because we trust in Jehovah, we have His favor and great joy as we confidently do His will. Paragraph 21. Question. Of what are we assured if we have a full share in today's spiritual harvest work? Looking forward to God-given joys that surpass those of harvest time, David sings to Jehovah, You will certainly give a rejoicing in my heart greater than in the time when their grain and their new wine have abounded. Psalm 4:7. We can be certain of experiencing heartfelt joy if we have a full share in today's spiritual harvest work. With the populous nation of anointed ones taking the lead, we now rejoice as the number of harvest workers keeps growing. Are you having a truly satisfying part in this joyful harvest? Confidently press on with complete trust in God. Paragraph 22. Question. In keeping with Psalm 4:8, how did the Israelites fare when they kept God's law? David concludes this psalm with the words, In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you yourself alone, O Jehovah, make me dwell in security. Psalm 4:8. When the Israelites kept Jehovah's law, they were at peace with Him and felt secure. For instance, Judah and Israel dwelt in security during Solomon's reign. Those trusting in God enjoyed peace even when neighboring nations were hostile. Like David, we sleep peacefully because God makes us feel secure. Paragraph 23. Question. What will we experience if we have complete trust in God? Let us confidently press on in Jehovah's service. May we also pray in faith, and thus experience the peace of God that excels all thought. Philippians 4:6 and 7. What joy that brings us! And we can surely face the future with confidence if we maintain complete trust in Jehovah.